Hey everybody, it's old Cappy Cap here, and this is a video request. And if you have a video request, or you have a question, or you just say, good Lord, I need guidance and wisdom and advice in this world, if only there was a belligerent, mean asshole who would tell me the truth and not sugarcoat it like my mom and my dad would, and therefore I'd lose the overall arcing point and purpose of their advice and instead learn about how wonderful I am. Me! Go to assholeconsulting.com and click on the how it works thing so you realize I still get occasionally, I'm not paying for advice. Well, fuck you, you ain't getting advice. Yes, this is a charged service. We do charge you. It is not free. Hi, Captain. I'm a 34-year-old self-employed Android developer, born, raised, and currently residing in Germany. I got a computer science master's degree, there you go, good Lord, with strong inclination towards practical fields such as pattern recognition and signal processing back in 2005. Yeah, you're one of those guys who just likes things that make money, don't you? I envy you guys. However, I dropped out of the corporate treadmill a couple of years ago as I couldn't bear the shit anymore, and it did not generate any overhead income anyway. Ever since, I've been working hard to build my own business and become an expert in app development. Today, I guess I'm within the top 1% coders in my country. All right. And make a solid monthly $9,000 after tax. Oh, good Lord. There you go. Which comes down to about 50% over here, with clients lining up at my doorstep. It's great. Perfect. You're living the dream. You're doing good. You don't even live in America, and you're living the American dream. That's it. Nevertheless, I still live a pretty minimalist lifestyle. No car, no kids, etc. Coming down to about $1,500 per month, including health insurance and Bavarian beer consumption, mind you. In addition, I bought a small, low-maintenance, but very nice apartment that'll be paid off in a couple of months and has a value of about $120,000 in the current market, as well as $20,000 in physical gold and silver stashed away for insurance. I don't know why you're contacting me. I am completely helpless to you. So far, you have not done anything wrong. Apart from that small amount left in the apartment, I have no debts whatsoever. Now, here are my two questions. One, I want to become financially independent as possible, as quickly as possible. What I mean by this is to have proper, hopefully government-safe investments and assets generating enough money to live off of. Ideally forever. No real estate, though. That's overregulated as shit over here. As mentioned above, I don't need much. Let's just say a bare minimum of $1,300 and a maximum of $2,000 per month so I could afford a trip now and then. I expect the app market to stay in its current state for at least another 3 to 5 years, and I'm already planning ahead for when that changes. Given all this, and considering my current income being stable, what would be a wise way to go from here in terms of saving, investing, or even moving? Is it possible to estimate how long it would take me to get there, given I work, say, 10 months a year on average? Is this realistic to make it until I turn 40 or am I totally naive? No, you are probably overshooting or overestimating what it's going to take you to do. The key thing, see, now I cannot provide legal financial advice. I can only tell you, like, mathematically what you're doing right or wrong, and then you will have to go and figure out what to invest in on yourself. But from a financial planning, like you're doing your numbers, you're doing your budget, what you do is you're overestimating your costs and you're underestimating your income that you're going to be making. My personal concern with government investments is, again, default, like Cyprus, and very low interest rates. That's kind of the current problems that people face now. I don't know what German government bonds pay, but I don't know if it's more than 3%. I'd be surprised if it was, because Germany kind of more or less faces the same problems as the U.S. Unfortunately, though, I'll tell you this, my opinion about investable assets. There really isn't a lot. You have trillions of dollars, not just from the U.S., but other places, other first world countries as well, not to mention the growing countries that are just flooding the markets, not to mention the trillions of dollars and euros and yen being printed off by central banks. And this has inflated all stock markets. I mean, it has really put a premium on there. And if you use PE ratios or dividend yields, the U.S. stock market is overpriced by about 65%. Now, that's using historical measures, and, I can't predict the future, and, it could keep going on. The government could print off a lot more, and then you have a Zimbabwean effect where the stock market ends up becoming a store of value. But it's not an investment. If you look at the rate of returns, it sounds like you're trying to generate income, like interest income or dividends. It's hard to find investments that pay a high enough interest rates and pay a good enough dividend. So what you want to do is you want to find bonds that are quality and pay a decent enough interest rate, or find stocks that pay a decent enough dividend. So you look at the dividend yield, look that up. It's just the dividend per share divided by the stock price per share. Right now we're trading at, that's 2% in the US. I mean, it's jack shit. But there are other mutual funds and things out there that do focus in high dividend yield type investments. So you're going to have to go and find those type of investments, do your research, see if that's something you want to invest in. I know you don't like real estate, but at least real estate is within your control where you can rent it out. The yields on property are a little bit higher than dividends, but I can understand your concern with the regulation and all that as well being that. Otherwise, yeah, it's just all the markets are pretty flooded right now. You could go overseas and try some riskier stuff like investing in Africa, South America, emerging economies, that kind of stuff. But you could lose your capital, and that's the key thing. Now, I'm very conservative. I'm going to go this route with you. Entertain the idea of not retiring. And I know you may want to retire, but dude, if you're going to try and retire by 40, you can't do it. I'm almost 40, and I'm driven nuts with the amount of free time I have. I think you should just keep on working. You don't have to work full time, but you put all this effort and energy into it, and you're really good at what you do. You make a lot of money. Maybe you become like my other buddy, who's very much like you. He bills out at $300 an hour, and he works maybe 3 or 4 hours a week because he paid off his house. He's very much like you. He paid off his house. He has very minimalist taste. He does it. He'll occasionally go on a vacation, but he will work the little bit here and there. Now, of course, he also invested in property. He has some securities investments as well. But given the lack of an adequate rate of return on the various securities markets and your capacity to generate a lot of income in a short period of time, and I don't think you'll be able to just quit. You'll get bored within 2 months. You'll think it'd be great. Oh yeah, it's great. And you'll be like, fuck, what do I do now? You will. I'm just saying. So consider that a third option. So again, I can't tell you what to invest in. I do know the problem you're going to face is low rates of return in the markets, either in the bond markets or the equities markets, in terms of income generating potential. You're going to have to go overseas, more risky stuff, or you're going to have to think of something like a thing like real estate. And you know as well as I do, gold and silver, which is good to have as insurance, and you have enough. I don't think you need any more. Those are insurances. Gold coins do not shit out little baby gold coins. They grow into big gold coins. And silver does not breed with silver and they come out with baby silver. That's it. It's not an income generating thing. It's an insurance. So yes, please look at those things. But as well, realize that there may not be a lot of investment. So 1, you got your spending way down. That's great. 2, consider working a little bit, whatever you need to make your $1,500 or $1,800 a month. And once you pay off your house, you keep in mind that mortgage and rent is going to go away. I mean, you're going to need even less than $1,500 a month. So there's that. Other things that you may want to consider, I don't know what it's like in Germany. I know you have national health care, but maybe consider annuities or some kind of disability insurance or something like that. A lot of people don't consider that. So consider, Switzerland has some very good insurance companies. They have a lot of insurance products you may want to consider. 2, do you think it is wise to stay in Europe altogether, given the utterly abysmal taxation and future outlooks? I can't stop thinking I might do better somewhere else, and I'm seriously worried the lefties will come for every last dime I have one day. They will. I worked in Japan for a couple of years, and I liked it a lot. Besides, all my friends have already moved abroad anyways, just saying that I don't mind moving, even though Bavaria is a pretty neat place for enjoying the decline. Yes, I think you should consider moving, and I think what you should do, probably even more importantly as to where you invest your money, is you go and you scope out different countries you may like to visit or live in. And not only that, I think you may want to consider buying property. I know you don't like property, but at least getting a bank account in a foreign country. Switzerland's right to your south, man. I was in Switzerland. It drove me nuts. It was too clean. I think they could smell that I was not one of them and I was too dirty. But Switzerland, I don't know what your tax laws are. I don't know if you have a thing like we have called FACTA, but I would consider setting up a bank account in Switzerland or a brokerage account or some kind of account. I would also travel to Japan. If you like Japan, you're going to die. You're going to die. If you like Japan, go to Japan. Check out China along the way. Check out some other countries. See, and you may, the other the obvious investment may become apparent to you. You may go to Brazil, say, well, I don't want to fucking go to Brazil. And you may, holy fuck, I love Brazil. And you may want to buy something and invest in Brazil. I don't know. But I think one of the best uses of your money is to go and travel and find out where you want to be. And unless I'm completely clueless about app development, you can do that from anywhere. And that's a huge advantage. That's a huge advantage. And I know you like Bavaria, but you do have to think about diversifying outside of Germany. Because, yeah, you are right. I recommend Switzerland simply because they have mandatory military service, and they are just less corrupt and less. And because of that mandatory military service, socialism and idiot and brainwashed dumbass thinking cannot get to their children. Their children are inoculated. Their youth are inoculated by that service among saner heads prevailing. Germany doesn't have, we don't have it, so they get leftist touchy-feely bullshit shoved down their throats. Switzerland is immune and inoculated against that to a great degree. So I would definitely look at Switzerland because it's just right there. It's so convenient. And if the shit hits the fan, you could pull Heidi of the Hills or the Sound of Music where they run into Switzerland. You can do the gal singing. What was her name? Julie Andrews. You can dance in the Alps and sing if you want. But no, it's right there. I would definitely consider Switzerland because of its convenience. But then other places as well. Japan's even in worse financial shape, but at least they're homogenous. They don't have racial strife, or they're just a really depressed people, frankly. Maybe the Philippines, I don't know. Check out Australia, New Zealand. Those are kind of okay places. So yeah, but please do travel, and that I think is going to open your eyes to more investment opportunities, or just work opportunities, or life opportunities. Who knows? You'll find a nice gal down in New Zealand. I don't know. Yeah. Otherwise, no, there's not much that, you're the epitome of what everyone should do. You're minimalizing. You have no risks. You are going to pay off your house soon. You have an amazing skill. It is a skill that can be done anywhere from the internet. And, yeah, there's not much to do except kind of question your premises by which you're doing. Yes, I would. If I knew of an investment that was paying 8% and was risk free, yeah, I'd go with it. But your goal of building up the capital and then to live off the interest, not at the rates that are in the market now. But that could change. And again, you could find something else to do. So anyway, I hope that I know it wasn't the answer you're looking for. I wish I could say, X here, go to X, but legally I can't. And frankly, there is no X. So do your research, keep your eyes open. Read the Wall Street Journal. You'll start to, you're smart enough you could figure out, and then maybe prices will change that dividend yields and interest rates would be adequate enough. But boy, yeah, it just, me personally, I don't have a lot of money to invest, but yeah, I just started in with my silver and guns, and it's only now that I think I can start looking at, and it's only because my house did not need a major repair that I thought it did. That's the only reason now I can look at well, maybe I can invest in a 401k or something. It's kind of like the last thing. Anyway, that's all I got. Hopes that helps. Toodles.